gallons came from Kent School. Average BOD and TSS removal rates, actually BOD is at 98%, excuse me, and suspended solid removal rate is at 99%. Average influent pH is 7.5. Okay, all the effluent, yes.
I have a quick question for you. You said, how much did Kent School have?
For which month?
For, well, I think the last one you just said, you said it was 40,000?
304,000.
Oh, 300. Thank you. Okay.
304,000.
But the whole total was higher.
Yes, because of the issue we're having with that, we're having a air bubble get into a pipe that goes to the clarifiers. So
Okay.
it backs up into the flow meter. You and I were talking about that. And so it makes it look like we have a higher flow rate than we do.
Okay.
And that's going to get fixed when we dig for the shed.
Okay.
For the pump. And since we didn't do that yet, that can kind of got kicked down the road with the whole press thing.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry to
so
interrupt you.
That's a little less accurate than I would like it to be, but we're, not too much we can do about it without digging up the yard.
Nope, that's fine.
Okay, all the effluent beds have been cleaned at least once and 2 are currently in use. Jesse is no longer employed at the plant. He left for a job in Torrington, citing decreased travel time and higher wages. The water meter for 100 North Main Street irrigation is installed and inspected. We got to figure out how that's going to plan out. Apologize for the phone ringing again. For some reason, my elderly mother has called me 3 times in the past 2 minutes. Anyway, so we have to figure out how we're going to have that meter read and pertain to the sewer bill.
Whose meter is that?
That's Jessica Turner.
Oh.
On 100 yes. North Main.
The gardening.
The garden one, yeah.
Kyle, this is Debbie. Is it hooked into the main water supply? She only has one water line, or does it have a separate water line?
It's teed off the main water line. You can see where it goes. I took pictures and everything. You can see where it goes out through the wall, and there's no way for them to bypass it to run their home off of that meter. So whatever flows through that meter is directly for irrigation.
Oh, that's good. So we don't need to count that at all, because other places have water meters for different water lines that we don't use for sewer billing.
Well, we have to take the water she uses for irrigation off the sewer because it doesn't go into the sewer. Didn't we just have a big discussion about that at the last meeting?
It is one water line. She doesn't have a separate line, just a separate meter.
And she has a separate meter, because what we did is we billed her for her total water use, and some of it was for irrigation.
Right, right.
So that doesn't go into the sewer. So we gave her approval to put in a meter, I believe. And
well, I guess what will happen then, when you read the Voorhees meter,
okay,
you'll just have to read this one and give them both to me, and I'll adjust the bill.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Solved.
Excellent. We have 100% of the field out here was harrowed this year. It's the first time that we've been able to do that since I've been here, because the center is usually wet. We've gotten that harrowed twice this year. Billy McCann planted sorghum on the upper field and part of the lower field. He left us open a space for our septic discharge. I need to order some new replacement discharge hoses for the Godwin pump. That'll be probably about a $500 expense. John Gleason is scheduling the replacement for the wire installation for blower motor number 2. And that's all I have.
Okay. Let's see, Barbara.
Okay, I emailed all my normal reports to everybody. I can put them up on the screen if you think I need to. They're preliminary reports because it's the end of the fiscal year. So there's going to be a couple of things that get moved around. Depreciation needs to get posted, so there will be another final report that gets issued for the year. But in general, we ended the year with a surplus, so that's always a good thing, $45,000. And that includes the fact that we put 26,000 over into capital. So I think overall, considering it was a pretty good year. Does
That is good.
anybody,
No, that's
anybody
good.
need me to put the documents up on the screen?
Oh, I just lost my screen.
Oh dear.
Where'd it go? Come back here.
I did send a disbursement ledger that went all the way from March through June because we haven't had a meeting, so that whole period has to be approved. There really wasn't anything out of the ordinary in there. Everything is pretty much status quo.
Okay,
You need a motion to approve?
we
So
need to, we need to definitely approve the check register. Has everybody taken a look at the checks and the, sorry, I totally lost everybody here.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
NBC.
we can still see you too.
Oh, wow. All right. All right. So then we need a motion to approve the check register. Has everybody gone through that to make sure everything looks in order?
Yes.
Okay, may I get a motion to approve that?
Yep, so moved.
Okay, and second?
I'll second.
All right, great. The other thing, Barbara, did you want to talk about the budget right now, or you want to wait till the new business?
You do have it under new business, but I will talk about the financing for the belt press
Okay,
now.
good.
So we've signed the contract, so the belt press is actually being built, right, Lyle?
Yes.
Yep. And so
October,
now it's time to start thinking about the financing piece of it. So right now in-house, I have two prices. One is from Webster Bank for 3% over 9 years. The other one is from National Iron Bank at 2.5% over 10 years. I just got off the phone right before the meeting with Union Savings Bank, and she's going to be getting a quote back to me sometime tomorrow. And I also spoke today to the gal from the municipal lease financing, and she thinks that she can do better than the 2.5%. So by our next meeting, we should have enough information to make a decision on which way we want to finance. But in addition to those 4 items, we also have the option of waiting and rolling this $450,000 into whatever issue the town presents for the streetscape. And we may be able to walk away with even a more favorable rate if we wait and do that. The last correspondence that I had with the financial advisor, the last bonds that he sent me, municipal bonds, were issued at the end of May, and they went out at 2.01%. So there's a couple of different options, and we're certainly want to take the most advantageous one. So again, to reiterate, I think by the next meeting, we have enough information to make a decision whether we want to go with one of the rates that were presented to us, or if we want to hold off and wait and roll it into the town funding with the streetscape.
Those muni bonds at 2.01%, what was the term on those?
Those were 30 years, but those were much larger. Those were big issues. Those
No,
were,
we're looking at 10 year, on the original loan with Peter, we were looking to do 10 years.
Right.
so if we hold off and roll this into the issue with the streetscape, it would be a regular general obligation bond, and the town would be paying their share of it, and then the sewer commission would just be giving the town their portion of that debt service.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll have that info, hopefully we'll have all that information tied together for the next meeting and stuff to see where we are with, you know, the 4 quotes and stuff like that. And like Barbara said, if it looks like it's more advantageous for us to hold off, I mean, we can hold off because the payments aren't due right away anyway. So we definitely have some time in our favor. And as Barbara was saying, had told me that usually the first payment is not due until 6 months later. And evidently, we're not going to be seeing that belt press in action until possibly October. So we definitely got some time to work out what we think is the best deal for the commission, which is a good thing. So
Right. And I've made it clear to everybody that I'm working with the banks that I need this, the final hard numbers at least a week and a half before your next meeting so that everybody will have enough time to look at the information, get me any questions they have so I can get those questions answered before the meeting so that you can make an informed decision at that time.
Great,
thank you very, very much. Let's see, Debbie.
I really don't have anything to report. I just wanted to tell you the bills will be going out for the first quarter, August 1st. And I did have a question about whether does anyone know if the art field, I'll call it the warehouse, is functioning, is hooked to the sewer? Is there anything I should be charging them?
Who, Billy Morrison?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he's definitely there.
Okay,
Right.
so I should be looking for a water bill and charge him for something.
Correct.
Okay,
As far as I know, he is hooked up to it, because I
Okay.
remember going through that whole process with Bart, and we went through they had a hard time finding where the connection was, but they finally, I know he's up and functioning, and he's been open now for at least a month, I want to say, at the gallery.
very good. All right, I
Okay.
will add him on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
All right. Is Bart there?
I am here.
Oh, good.
Uh,
I just can't
no-
see you.
Yeah, you can't see me, no camera, so don't really have much to report other than the High Watch Cafe. We had a quick review of that last month, and then this just yesterday they submitted some more materials, so that need to find a chance to look at those. So
Does that look all in order, Bart?
well, initially it wasn't, so hopefully they've made some inroads on their submittal that they just made in the past day or so.
Okay. Okay, so Bart, are you done?
Yep.
Boy, that was quick. Okay, so the next thing is new business and plant staff. So, like Lyle said, Jesse left a couple weeks ago for another opportunity. But in the meantime, we got one official application from a gentleman by the name of Brandon Oviatt. Another, Lyle talked with another guy who has to submit a formal application by the name of Larry Wilcox. And then there's another gentleman, and I can't find his first name, but his last name is Ruman, and he works down at the Bulls Bridge Golf Course. And then the fourth candidate who applied was our former employee by the name of Butch Walsh. So it's a board decision of whether or not you want to, we definitely need to do an interview with all of the guys to see what they're capable. None of them have a license, okay? So, and evidently with this whole thing with COVID right now, no one's gonna be able to get a license till at the very earliest January of next year. So if it happens sooner, I'd be amazed, but the way the states are moving right now. So at any rate, I think it's worthwhile to see if we can set up a committee who would like to do the interview with the three guys. None of them have ever worked at a sewer plant, but 2 out of 3 are mechanically inclined. So that is definitely a good thing. And the guy by the name of Larry Wilcox is a welder. So, and he is also mechanically inclined. So even if they don't have official, training to be able to be an operator down at the plant, at least they have skills that they're bringing with them so that they would be able to certainly manage until they got some educational things going in their favor.
They work on an interim basis before they get their license.
Well, they work for us, and then once they get their license, then you, once, if they pass the test and get to the level 1, then that would, they would be awarded a raise in pay because they're now,
Right.
have a license. But we were at one point with the whole thing with Jesse and trying to keep him, we were trying to maybe bring the pay scale a little bit further along, but evidently these guys are making like peanuts where they're working right now. So we don't need to go down that rabbit hole right now, which is a good thing. I think, we can start them off at something that's realistic for the sewer plant, get them trained, and then see as they go further along down the road, get license 1, 2, et cetera, then they would be able to qualify for a higher rate of pay. So I want to get Larry and I think his name is Greg Ruman, to submit an official application. And then if we could get a committee to do the interview with him. And Rick, would you be of interest to do that along with another board member?
At least one more. Should
Oh,
probably-
yeah, 1 or 2.
At
2.
least
I would say
two.
if you, Bart, and, either Peter, or I don't know if Jack is on, or Kathy, one of you want to sign up to be the third person to do
I'll
the
be the third.
interview? That would be
Yeah,
great.
and I can be an alternate. I'm going to be busy with getting back to school.
I'm sure
but-
you are.
But happy to help.
Yeah,
if
no,
I
I'm
can.
sure you are. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be appreciated. Okay, so let me get their applications and then reach out to them to see when they're available to do an interview and go from there. And then we can, from your findings, then if we could do that within the next month, then from your findings, then maybe we can get somebody at the sewer plant sooner than later, other than just Lyle and Butch Soul, which would be good. Let's see, the budget was sent out from Barbara, and has everybody had a chance to look at the budget?
Yep.
Does anybody have anything that they want to either add to or delete, or everybody seems to be good with it? It looks like it's in good shape. Expenses, just trying to keep our expenses low. I mean, the fact that we're taking in the money that we are, considering everything going on right now, is pretty much a miracle. So that part is good. And I don't know if everybody seems to be comfortable with it enough, if we could have a motion to pass this budget as is.
I'll just make a few comments about it.
Okay,
There is built into the budget a 5% set aside for capital reserve and a 1.5% set aside to the short-term asset reserve.
right,
That's built into it. And also the new employee, whoever it is, was budgeted at $24 an hour. So there's going to be a little bit of a cushion on that line as well.
great.
And then it presents with a $7,000 surplus. So I'm sort of guessing that that'll probably get used up with whatever debt service we end up going with this year. But
Mhm.
still, I think it's a nice place to start.
So does everybody seem to be good with that?
Fine with me.
All right, may I get a motion to approve the budget for the year 2020 to 21?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. I know, the ayes have it. Okay, the number C on new business is 23 Maple Street, which is Julie Butler, who has shut down her inn, and she sent a letter to the commission dated May 14th. And it was sent to Debbie as discussed, effective 2/15/2020. I closed my business. Therefore, since business is done, do not need to pay sewer commercial rate. Please switch back to residential rate effective immediately as of 2/15/20. Thank you. And please send confirmation of this and whatever charges. So Debbie, have you changed back her rate yet?
I will with the August billing.
When the new bill
Yeah.
goes out?
The bills go out August 1st, so the
Okay.
timing is just right. I
Okay.
will change her to a residence.
Okey doke. And Joyce, if you want to shoot her a note to say that we did this and approved it, and this way she'll know that it's going to be effective on her August billing. It can't be really retroactive, I don't think.
No.
Okay. Okay, old business, belt press. The belt press has been ordered and it is supposed to be coming in like September, October somewhere. Is that right, Lyle?
That's October, they told me.
Okay. And Barbara's looking in with checking out the financing. So I think all that is moving along, which is good. The next thing is on the list are ordinances. And unfortunately, we can't do anything about it until there's a town meeting. And I will reach out to Chris and Jean and see if there's anything that we can do so that we can get maybe, somehow get it approved. I don't know how you get it approved without a town meeting or whatever, because our hands are tied until this document is passed or approved by the masses, I guess. So that's where we are with the ordinances. And does anybody have anything else they want to add in? The only other thing I need, Bart, if you could get me a larger drawing of the pump house that we need for the belt, for the pump house for the belt press. Because right now the guy's working on an 8x10.
Yeah, the drawing should print out on an 11 by 17 sheet of paper, but if he needs a paper copy at that size, I can certainly print one out.
Okay, or maybe if I could, Joyce, you have 11 by 17 at the town hall?
Yes.
Okay, if Bart sent that to you, would you be able, I don't have an 11 by 17 for me, but if you could print one out, the drawing on 8x10 is so tiny, it's really hard for him to do the visual on it.
If you get it, I can print it.
Okay. All right, does anybody else have anything to add in?
I go.
Uh-oh.
Town's gonna be purchasing a new payloader, and I know in the past there was thoughts about our old one maybe being used by the sewer department, but so if there was any interest in that, I'd have to know before we decide to trade it or not. But
Is it free?
I don't know, it would be
What is there a
free. It
cost
might be
If it's
whatever they
free,
would
yeah,
offer
I'll
me
take
for the
anything
trade
free.
value. Because I
Sorry, I
don't-
was talking over you and I didn't hear your answer. I apologize.
It would probably be what they would offer me for the trade-in value or less. depending on
Okay.
what because I would may need that much to go towards the purchase of the new machine with what I have in the budget. So
Okay.
What's the
Do you know-
approximate trade-in value?
they haven't given me one yet, but it's probably, I'm guessing in the maybe around 20 or something like that.
Okay.
The new machine's 100, list is 200 and something, but we get it for less than that. But
Well, I have a question for you. I mean, you know that plant as well as anybody, and you know what you need at the town hall. Would it be advantageous for you to have access to a second one if you needed it and use that one down at the town, at the sewer plant?
if ours broke down for some reason, we do have the backhoe for a backup, but sometimes you need a bit larger bucket. But and if there was a major snowstorm, it could help out at that point. Of course, you guys would be digging out down there because you get some pretty good drifting down that way too. So,
Yeah.
but they could dig out. Scattercook and help out. But
All right.
I'll
Well,
let me find out what it's worth, and we can talk about it.
okay, that'd be great. You can let us know. That would be terrific. Okay. Anybody else have anything to add in? Okay. Kathy, was that fast enough for you? 30 minutes.
I'll bring
All right.
snacks next time for everybody. Hopefully we'll be in person, but maybe
I
not.
know. I know. I told Joyce, I said, can we just sit here at the Fife and all sit 6 feet apart? I mean, it would just
There we
be so
go.
much easier.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you all for chiming in. I appreciate it. It's
Sure.
this is so weird, but we just had to have this meeting to get these things to pass. So I appreciate everybody's time.
That's fine.
See
Works.
you all soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, gang. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.